Hello YouTube, it's KarQ. Today's video is going to be a little different. You know, a lot of times I do a lot of reviews for the community and people who send me gameplay. Today, it's going to be the opposite. I have a guest coach here who's going to be live coaching my ranked games and to help me improve instead of the other way around. This is going to be a very unique experience because I actually have not gotten to coach, not because like I have an ego or I'm arrogant. It's just simply because like I play the game for fun. I'm not an Overwatch League. I just play ranked and I just do my thing. You know, it's been many years. I've been playing the same heroes. I probably have a pretty standard play style that I default to. I don't think too much when I play the heroes I'm comfortable on, which is going to be Ana, which I think should be the focus of today's video. So it's going to be interesting to learn a new play style from a person who has hit rank 1 and is much higher than I am. Although you see a nice big number here in the double digits, it's farmed a little bit in the early of the season. I'm going to be completely honest, but I actually fall in and out of top 500 quite a bit. And there's a big distinction between someone who can play at a high like top 100 level consistently without having too much standard deviation or big deltas. I have pretty high highs, but I also have pretty low lows where, you know, in Overwatch 1, I would sometimes fall down to Masters. Like sometimes I was like barely even GM at some points. So I want to be able to curb some of my inconsistency issues and learn maybe a playstyle and find opportunities that can be a bit more effective. So the guest I have today, maybe you've heard of him, maybe you've seen him, and if you haven't, his name is Awkward. He's in the call right now. Awkward, please introduce yourself. What is your background in Overwatch and what are we going to look to do today?
Thank you for having me, first of all. Second thing, as you said, my nickname is Awkward. I am, could say, really good at ranked. I've been #1 more times than I can count. My biggest feat on ranked was probably having the #1, 2, and 4 spot at the same time. This used to be in Overwatch 1. I quite frankly don't play ranked that often anymore. You know, after you win so much, becomes kind of, I wouldn't say redundant, but kills the perk for me personally.
Right. So now you're now here to pass this knowledge on to everybody else. You feel like you've accomplished what you can accomplish, so it's time to pass the torch.
Exactly. Back in the day, if you would ask me a few years ago, could you explain to the average player how to play good or how to become better at the game? The answer would be no. But through a lot of hours of practice and, you know, reading and searching and forming my opinions about the game and how to structure it, I became quite a well-known, I wouldn't say a coach in a traditional sense, but I teach through, you know, you've probably seen me on Twitch, on YouTube. I can teach all the way from bronze 5 all the way up to the highest ranked players. I've coached top 10 players, I've coached professional players, and I coach bronze 5 players which are new to the game. And they all have great results.
I have a question for you. What is the, so you have coached, what are the highest level players you've coached? So like the highest person.
I don't want to disclose names, but I would say in terms of rank as of right now, probably around, I think top 1 actually. Somebody has managed to hit top 1.
And they would attribute that to just like learning and just opening their eyes to seeing like something. I assume they're already very accomplished players and they're already really good as well, but it's just more of like, you know, refining at the highest level. It's a little bit of a different, or actually let me ask this question to you. Do you feel like your style of coaching and advice would change for someone who was probably already top 500, top 100, and you help them hit rank 1 versus someone who is, I wouldn't say like medal rank, someone in Masters? Would there be a big difference between that versus a high level coach?
You would think there's a big difference, even though I do focus on the fundamentals and the very simple stuff that you can implement into your gameplay. So the answer is it would be similar, but most people kind of, you know, it's kind of funny, it's kind of ironic. The hardest people in general for me to coach, or at the very least it used to be, is the people who are new to the game, let's say in bronze, right? Why? Because there's a lot of things to teach. As for a top 500 player like yourself, for example, you know everything about the game, the in and outs, everything, right? So it's all about very little things that you can implement into your gameplay.
Yeah, so I'm excited to actually learn these little things because like I need a second pair of eyes to see what I'm missing here. Should we jump right into ranked, or do you usually start with quick play? I feel like quick play is like a pretty, I was playing against Masters, Grand Masters early on just as a warm up, but what do you suggest we open up with?
We'll go ranked, you know, full on max pressure, but it's gonna be fun. So what I want to ask you, right, is that I see that you're top 33. Top 33 is an amazing feat. I don't think many players manage to get all the way up there. But now I see that you're GM1, you say you fall in and out of top 500. And as you said, there's a big difference between, let's say, top 30 and top 500. There's a difference in skill, a difference in level. So why do you feel like you managed to fall down all the way from top 500 all the way down to top 30, for example?
recently I didn't make the adjustment to like the Junker Queen patch. It was the past week that I fell out. I was actually playing. 33 was the peak early, right when top 500 came out, but I was hovering around top 100 to 400 for like a month, and then when the new patch hit, I don't think I made the adjustment to the new style that quickly. That's what I think what happened here. In previous seasons, I actually do think it's just an adjustment to the patch. Similar to, I think season 2 I actually peaked even higher when I was farming Kiriko. I stopped adjusting after a certain point, and maybe I got too comfortable and didn't change what I needed to change, and then I kind of fell down as the season progressed.
When you talk about these patches, right, because you've been playing for such a long time and you already the kind of formula to your playstyle, you have your own unique way of playing, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to change, or like to, not exactly to change 180, but to adapt. We could put it that way, right?
Agreed.
So the way we're gonna discuss things now, and I'm going to teach you, right? Meta has no bearing whatsoever on how you're gonna play. You're going to play season 5, season 6, season 7, doesn't matter. You're gonna play the same and you're gonna accomplish the same results. I have not changed my playstyle for years, and I managed to hit rank 1, as I said, countless times on a lot of characters. I haven't changed my playstyle since, and that's the playstyle I preach to other players. And they all find, some people don't find success because, well, it's because they're sometimes afraid of a change. And also, you know that rank can be a little bit, your teammates in rank can be a little bit harsh when you do a little bit of damage, like, oh, the Ana is not healing, report, blah, 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 you know, and they start flaming. You know how rank can be, right? You know, it's like the opinions in real life. Some people will like what you do, some people will not. But just because some people don't like what you do, doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing.
I agree in the large scope of things, the meta doesn't matter. I should have like, I meant more, I guess, just like micro adjustments, like how Queen, I didn't respect that she can actually just like kill me so much quicker, and I think it just takes me too long to learn the spacing in that aspect of playstyle, rather than like I was dying more often than I should, is what I kind of recognized.
I see what you mean now, yeah.
Okay, so well, first match we're facing that Space, Overwatch, former Overwatch League tank. Okay, that's okay.
So 30 seconds. I'll let you play. I'll let you do your own thing. I just want to observe. I want to see what adjustment need to be made, if there needs to be made.
Oh my god!
Sounds good.
The legend himself.
Hello, team.
I'm just giving you a heads up, right? I'm gonna talk in your ear. It's not gonna be comfortable. Sometimes the things that I'm gonna say are gonna be counterintuitive, but try to execute to your best abilities. Okay?
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I'm scared if he goes JQ.
And if you'd like, you can just talk about your thought process, like what do you want to do. I know you're not thinking, but try to kind of think a little bit out loud for your chat, especially because they want to know how you play.
Okay, so I'm going high first. I'm just gonna poke the soldier. Why not? This guy is low. There's a queen bottom left, so, and there's actually a tracer that made it here. So I'm actually gonna try to juke her a little bit. I'm trying to burn my nade as early as I can. I was gonna grab the mega, but I just missed. I'm gonna challenge her. She already used recall. I should have grabbed the mega. Oh. Okay. Maybe I should have taken the mega, in hindsight. That was like, okay, so... Yeah, so in that instance, it was a 4v4. I challenged the tracer in my eyes there, because like, if I don't challenge her, I'm probably going to die if I stay scoped in. I have to try to sleep here. Oh.
I have a question for you. When you said like it was a 4v4 because you were occupying the tracer, who do you think wins the exchange by distracting the other? You, the tracer, or the tracer on you?
Wait, can you repeat that question?
So you said that the fight was 4-4 because me and Tracer were facing each other, right?
Yeah.
So you took each other out of the fight, but who do you think gets more value out of that exchange by taking the other out of the fight?
I think that depends on the team composition. Is the right answer. I think JQ is a high sustain. If I had an Orisa and I had like, you know, a high resource tank that requires like my output, it would actually matter a lot more. But Queen is sustainable. Lucio is engaging with them. I think Tracer is so good at these elos that I feel like
they're so low.
It matters. Also, okay, I gotta think right now. I was trying to answer the question and then I got distracted.
High elo game, and like these are good players, right? It's hard to talk and play, you know. So that's what I told you about, like these unranked GMs that I do. When I play like this, it's really hard to talk and explain. Well, I have to react every 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So now I'll step in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Go to the high ground, create an angle, use your cooldowns mindlessly. Throw it, use it, try to hit it.
Sure.
Sleep nade, whatever that is.
I missed that nade. My bad.
All good.
I'm gonna try to sleep the queen here.
Go to the right.
I'm gonna take an aggressive angle. Yep.
Yeah.
About that. I'm just gonna nade her now so she stops healing. She got Suzu'd. Gonna hit the G. Nice. I'm still alive. Okay, all good. We bladed.
So let me ask you. So why did you miss the nade? I mean, the sleep I'm not gonna talk about, but if you feel you missed the nade, do you think at your mechanical
I
ability
can't
you
go
could
high,
have
by
hit
the
it?
way. Just so you
Oh,
know.
for sure. I just overshot it. That was just like I just
Rana's
whiffed.
walking high.
That's all good. I'm gonna go back on a defensive high ground.
I'll be on point.
Not sure if that's just
When
my
they pop
default
out,
that I would
I want
do.
a nade, I want to sleep, I want some
Yeah.
damage.
High now.
I naded
Nice,
to
go.
them. I'm just gonna nano
Oh,
just to
there's
keep
no
him alive.
Quinn either.
We have
Right
tempo
now.
right now. We have tempo. My Genji was contesting their high ground. They're anti-tier.
Use your sleep if possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Tier 1. Tier 1.
Under
Rush.
pressure. Awkward. I'm under pressure.
I know. Heal them enough so they don't die, follow up with damage.
I'm gonna drop for a second.
Yeah, go keep
Wait.
doing a little bit of damage from a safe distance.
From a safe
over
distance.
here
At
to
this
the
point
left.
in the yeah, we're in a neutral.
Yeah.
Alright, they can push
Now
me,
they're
so
gonna
that's
push?
also
Yeah.
yeah. I knew that was coming.
It's all good. It's all good.
I ran into that.
I told you that's gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna be talking in your ear. A lot of good players, max pressure.
Soldier 1.
But trust me, you're gonna be
We have
grateful
touch, right?
for the adversity.
Go Curie, go
Because
Curie.
you're gonna turn into a new player afterwards.
Yep. There's a Tracer back here. I see her. Alright, who wins this exchange? Is it worth this angle?
Who's behind us?
I got her out of the
Lucio,
fight.
Lucio
I'm gonna.
Great.
I'm on
Keep your
point.
angle. Drop the low ground on the right side.
Up low ground. But sorry, no
Soldier up
part.
top.
It's all good. Easy sleep.
I got you. Oh, fuck.
I don't have you.
When you see enemies, use your nade.
Curie 1.
Force the recall.
Oh,
Have to reload really quick. Oh. He's jumping still.
That was a nice nade. But notice how you stepped on the high ground and you're just standing there and you refuse to give up on the high ground. Why that is?
I always feel like high ground is a bit more advantageous to begin, but I do think in hindsight I probably should have adjusted and dropped bottom left to at least support the team there, because my angle, if I stay scoped in up there, I guess the soldier whittles me down.
And also the tracer was behind you, so technically she could have just... Okay, she realized you went to the high ground, she knows you're on the high ground, right? So
Yeah.
it was kind of a 50-50. She could have went up, but she didn't. But the high ground, what I would like to call, is a trap. The high ground is a trap, because most players, and it's true what you said, it is advantageous, but until what point? Until the point you cannot accomplish damage from there anymore, or value. You can find value. Value, for me, is damage, right? You
Right.
can find meaningful damage. It means, okay, high ground is not good anymore. Let's switch the angle. So from
Okay.
now on, when you shoot and you can't find damage anymore, switch your angle. Switch your
Switch my
Outside.
angle. Okay. I see Dan. I'm just gonna nade or nade queen first. Just get out of her line of sight. Never mind. I'm about to punish right now. Slip this guy. My Kiriko saved me.
Distance.
Still low.
Oh god.
It's all good. Distance, switch your damage. Find a nade when you can. Go forward, find a nade. Go.
Pick you 1.
Damage. Damage. Okay, he's fine. Damage. I get it.
Curie
Sort
1.
of. Yeah, we're good
So
there.
you notice how again you kind of hit the nade, you missed it, right? So this is a very important thing. So every time that you miss your nade, think about, did I rush the nade?
Oh, they don't get
This
you.
is an analogy that I love. Have you ever watched the movie Whiplash?
What were they on?
I have not seen Whiplash. No.
Well, there's a very famous scene. It's a very famous, well-known movie. There's a scene where the instructor says, "Are you rushing or are you dragging?" In terms of the tempo on the beat on the drums.
Are you rushing or are you
Big
dragging?
shot.
Well, you are rushing
Agreed.
the nade. Slow down a little bit and be a little bit more accurate.
Lucio 1.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
I need help.
Helping.
This was not rushing, and it was a great nade. Try to follow up with a sweep.
Why do I feel like Queen is so like hard to hit right now? That one is a bit of a rush. I was trying to
Wait for
actually
Nano.
get the Queen,
Wait for
but
Nano. I'll
then
farm it.
I'm at 10%. I'm at 10%.
Cover. Switch your angle. Oh, left side.
Queen. My bad.
It's all good. You're doing well. So why do you think you died there?
I tunneled onto the left side and I didn't even hear the Queen on my right. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So it goes to the same. So what did I tell you about the damage, right? When you can't find damage,
Alright, so we just
switch the angle, right?
Here,
But there's another condition, because you did. But there's another condition to switching the angle, when you're in danger of dying. When you stand in one place for too long, especially these players who are very good, will understand, okay, Diana's been sitting there for a while.
Try and chunk out though.
I'm ready.
I'm on soldier.
I was actually waiting for him to dash up first, but that's fine. They burned it. Kitsune rush there. I'm gonna be on it. Yeah, you're right though. When I'm like, I'm half listening to comms. I'm trying to focus on the game, but then I hear the you whispering me advice in my ear. I'm trying to do 3 things at once. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to sleep him first. Look for a nade now. After the
I'll try to keep my comms more, simple and short. We're gonna discuss the things after the game.
What I'm gonna do is go left.
Just do soldier, right?
Just top him off. There's no angle for damage yet. Just looking for a little bit of value. I have to assess the field. These guys can engage at any time with Lucio. I'm just gonna look for an offensive nade. Just chuck it on cooldown to sleep as well. Hopefully sleep him, but I missed.
First nade, rushing or dragging?
I think that was. I was trying to be proactive. I don't think that was rush per se. That one was just like I saw a clump people, maybe force Suzu. Nade for Suzu, is that worth it early? I think it's pretty even.
Yeah.
It's an even trade, similar cooldowns. Nade comes up a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm gonna try to pressure this Genji out. Almost got him. I don't want to rush this nade. I don't want to miss it. I'm gonna top this guy off so he doesn't die. Look to my left. That one I'm looking for. I got 2. Now I got Kitsune. Try to sleep behind. That was tough. Let's try GG's. GG's.
All right, let's discuss this, right? Before we move on to the next game, and we're gonna have I'm gonna give you some practical things that you're gonna implement to the next game, right?
Sure.
If you would like, we can go. You can go look at the VOD just to see what I'm talking about. I want to address first the rushing nade. The thing that is like the rush nade. When you say it's not necessarily a rush, sometimes it's hard to look from your perspective. But what I mean by rush is that you are not taking the time to really aim it where you want to throw it because your mechanics are good. You would assume you're gonna hit it, right? So you just kind of flick your mouse. You flick your mouse up and you throw it. But in reality, that sometimes, right, even though your mechanics are amazing, the extra half a second or a second to really aim it is the night and day difference, as if it would hit or not. And it's very important to be accurate with your cooldowns, more important than being fast.
No, I agree with that, yeah. So especially with something like nade, yeah.
Yeah, so look at your nade, like any nade, choose a nade.
Yeah, let me I remember the one on high ground here where I chucked it and I missed. It goes around here.
Right, so objectively, tell me if you rushed it. You see the flick up with the mouse? You just flicked your mouse up and just threw it?
Yeah.
It was just, that's what I would call a rush nade.
Yep, I agree. I just saw a clump and then I flicked up and threw.
Exactly.
But I overflicked that, and that was a mistake. That was punishing. Like, if I hit 2 people right there, if I just aimed it and maybe splashed this, forcing... I got nothing out of that nade. Best case, I probably force Suzu out. That's probably it. And forcing Suzu out, it's all like a snowball. You know, forcing Suzu out gives a better opportunity for my Genji to get a blade off, a cleaner blade off, all those things.
And by the time you switch your angles, now it's going to be like 3-second cooldown, so you're going to have it again anyways, right? So what did you really waste it for? So this is what I mean by rush nade. You can go look at your last nade, for example. You will see the same type of flick. You will see like the rushing flick. So at your level, we can both agree that you can hit those nades pretty consistently, right? You're not going to hit everything, but you can hit them pretty consistently if you take a little bit more time.
Agreed. The last nade, this one was...
I believe on the right. Not this one. This was great, by the way. This was an example of not a rush nade. No,
yeah, I saw 2, and I aimed it. Yeah, I aimed it on the ground. I hit them. Oh, okay.
Perfect.
I think you're talking about...
This one, yeah. This one, you see a clump of people, right? And it's the correct decision is to throw the nade. But again, it's like flicking your mouse. Maybe if you moved a little bit more forward, maybe if you moved a little bit more left, just give yourself an extra 0, like half a second or a second to make sure it hits. It will bring more value to the table. So in general, what is your approach with cooldowns? Like, how do you use them?
I use them when I see an opportunity rather than like pre-fights. So like when I see a clump, I won't just throw it unless like I land a shot first. If I land a quick scope shot, I'll quickly follow up with the nade for the potential kill. But a lot of times I don't randomly just throw it out early in case like I get rushed by a tracer after and then I don't have it defensively. Maybe that's just because I've gotten used to it that way, but that's just my approach for cooldowns like nade. Because maybe I'm just primed to always play against a tracer. I won't just like when a fight starts and I see a clump, like actually the fight hasn't started, so I don't use my nades in neutrals like this before anything has happened. Although the argument is like if I throw a nade, it could open an opportunity for my tracer to capitalize. So maybe that is something to consider. But I will say my usage of it is a lot more defensive for sure. I hold it for myself in case a tracer jumps me. That's probably the easiest answer.
Yeah, you can even look at it from a numbers perspective, right? So when you throw a nade, there are 5 people on your team to capitalize on your nade. When you throw a nade and you don't have it defensively, usually they're going to have maybe 1 player that can capitalize on you not having the nade. And even now, after the nerf, it's not very helpful in terms of just fending off a tracer or something.
That's true. That's true. Ana did get nerfed. Then self nade's only 60 HP instead of 100 now. That's right. I forgot about that.
You know, the great thing is that, you know, I love watching your videos because contrary to popular belief, I don't know anything about the, you know, the science of the game. If you were to ask me how much damage Zenyatta that does, I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know how much healing the nade does, how much damage, actually zero clue about the science of the game. And, you know, when I watch your videos, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, wait, I didn't even know that, you know? And it's so funny because I've been playing this game so long and I've hit such high ranks. And when I watch your videos, I learn something new every time. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that they interact that way, right? And it's pretty cool.
There's a word for that. You hit such a high rank, but like the smaller stuff, you don't... There's like... it's like when you're in school and you have that teacher who's like, you know, just like super, super smart, but they don't really like... know the smaller things like how to manage a class or like how to like teach a smaller, easier concept because they're so good at it. It's like a gap in between it. Maybe that's not the best example, but that's sort of the impression I get when you explain it. It's like you've been, like you said earlier in introduction, you've been high rank for so long, but it's been hard to do educational or teach people because there's a different way to kind of explain things versus like what you actually know in your head. You don't have to think for all these things. So now we have to eloquently explain all these smaller things.
So I just want to ask one more question before we move on. So how would you describe your way of playing, right? So people say about me like damage, aggressive damage. How would you describe yourself?
I am hybrid. I feel like when I play against opponents that I know are much weaker, I will play a lot more aggressive, but I'm more of a mixed player. I looked at my stats compared to some high ones. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't have the highest healing. I have like right in the middle, but I have higher damage than some of the really defensive ones. I don't lean too much on one style. I'm definitely right in the middle. And I think maybe that's my downfall is because I'm probably defensive when I should be more aggressive, and maybe there's times where I'm too aggressive or rushed when I should be a little bit more, reserved. Not like to your explanation of reserve, but just like, when I'm trying to find a new angle, maybe I am rushing things. So that's probably how I would explain it, just in the middle.
So I'd like to give an analogy, right? And you said this could be your downfall, and I'm all about the truth because it might be your downfall, and actually it is your downfall. And I'm gonna give a good analogy, right? So think about it like this: you just bought a 10K USD PC, all the new parts, new monitor, 360 hertz, right?
Okay.
And you cap yourself at 30 FPS in game, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Watching you play, your mechanics are amazing. Your movement, just the low understanding of how to use the corners, how to use the cover. It's great. You're as elite as it gets. Can say that I can't confidently say that someone is significantly better, that I've seen significantly better. You're up there, right? But you sometimes cap yourself because you decide to go for a more defensive approach rather than an offensive approach. Like, for example, you do use your nade, right? Pretty loosely, I would say, but the sleep you almost never use.
Actually, that's a good observation. When you said you have your cooldowns available, I'm like, I do, but like, I guess I've just been so conditioned to hold it for when I need it for myself. I was thinking, maybe is that selfish? I mean, is it selfish to use it for myself when someone's like jumping me versus using it aggressively? How would you put it in your words there then?
I wouldn't say it's selfish, but I would ask how often will the cooldown in a defensive way to protect yourself will get value in compared to more aggressive. So how often would the tracer actually engage you? And when she does engage you, how often do you actually need a cooldown, right? So at the end of the day, you're not using your cooldowns enough because you save it for the perfect moment. I always like to give this analogy that all people tell me, you know, I like to save my sleep for the perfect moment. I like to leave my nade for a huge nade, like a 4-man nade, right? But in the movies, right, for the guy to wait for the perfect opportunity to kiss the girl, right? But in reality, there's no such thing as a perfect opportunity, right? Just gotta go for it, man. It's like the nade, the sleep, just gotta chuck him, right? Smartly, not rushing, but you gotta chuck him and hope for the best, right? Because a lot of time when you wait for the perfect opportunity, it doesn't come. And then you end up not using it at all. And then you finish your date, it went smooth, but hey, you didn't seal the deal.
So then, okay, let me see this. I think you told me to use my sleep here, or did... Okay, that one was a bit rushed. But if you didn't say that, I was probably... I think if I try to explain, I probably look for higher percentage sleeps. I think here I'm like, oh, he might Suzu it, so maybe in my head I didn't try to sleep the Kiriko right away. But like in this moment right here, what would you have done? Actually, let me play this in half speed. Just to pick your brain a little bit in this moment. Oh, we just capped.
Pause for a second.
Yeah.
What I would have done is simple. First of all, can you get damage on the high ground?
Yes. There's a soldier across.
Yeah, maybe, but you didn't see them at first. He was not
True.
peeking. There's like 2 enemies on the left side. One could wall climb, and there's a tracer behind. So I'm like, you know what? They're all surrounding me. There's no damage here. Let's just move. To where? Well, specifically here to the right side. To the right
Really?
side to open up the angle. Yeah, I would drop immediately.
You would drop? Okay.
Yes.
And then
100%.
go to point here?
No point, just play around the area on the right and then just see where they move. If they decide to move through the room, I'm gonna rotate away from the room to the point. But if they were to go from the other way, I would use the room as, I would like to pick left, I would like to pick right. I can make the rotations according to the enemies. But the biggest thing, and that's part of the adjustments that I would like you to work on the next game, is that, as I said, you find no damage, switch the angle. When I say you find no damage, it means that you probably cannot find a sleep, you cannot find an aid. When I say damage, I mean meaningful damage, yeah? Shooting the soldier one time and then he hides and then you just kind of stare at a wall waiting for him to pick is not meaningful damage, right? It's a lot of time wasted.
All right, so when you mentioned that I didn't notice the soldier, that's correct when I looked to the left. So you, in this instance, recognize we both saw Kiriko and Junker Queen. So the reason why you drop here, imagine we never saw the soldier, is because it gives you a better angle to challenge these guys. Because like standing up here is harder to... because they can just take cover much easier.
Exactly. And plus this room is amazing because when you have Mega there, then let's say you're pressure on the right side, you make a rotation to the left side. You're pressure on the left side, you make a rotation to the right side through the room, always switching your angles. Right? So let's discuss this even after the adjustment. So what I would like you to do, focus on 3 things. First off, when you can find damage, switch your angle. Doesn't matter if you give up on the high ground, moving from left to the right, right to the left, low ground to high ground to low ground. Can find damage for like 2 seconds, be like, okay, I can find damage here, no value. Boom, switch the angle, okay? Second thing, use your cooldowns more often and more loosely. See enemies, use them. Don't think about who you want to use it on. And the third thing, be a little bit slower, right, with the cooldowns. Be more accurate. You have amazing mechanics. I'm confident you can hit significantly more nades than you miss. So take a little bit of time. Be like, okay, soldier is here. I want to hit the soldier. Let's use it. Okay?
Okay.
3 things to keep in mind. Are you usually like a communicator? Do you usually communicate like in your games? And
I'm like half and half. Depends on my mood. I definitely do prioritize looking at chat a lot more than I should. I get why people avoid streamers all the time. I get it. It's fine. I never hold it against them if they avoid me for that reason. But I calm a bit more than people who are completely silent. I do make some call outs for sure.
Do you ever leave voice chat?
No, never.
Because I wanted to ask you to leave because it's not very comfortable when other people are talking and I'm talking. It's like too much talking, but it's all good. Like I understand that you never do it. I don't want to force you too much out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that to my teammates. I'll try to make some calls for them because I still like want to hear like some of their relevant calls, like the Kiri's one or this person's low. I think it's important, but like how high of a priority do you think it is to be in voice, to have like your queen call, like, you know, this person's one in the distance? Do you think it's just like at the end, averaged out, it's not, doesn't matter too much, or do you think it is valuable in your opinion?
Okay, so in my opinion, it really doesn't matter. I feel like communication is something to be used more at the level that you play at, because most players, and it's not always about correct communication, because most players at your level can give correct callouts and meaningful callouts. But it's also because you know each other, like small talk, you know, hearing each other's voice, like it's more fun. But if I were to look at, like, let's say middle ranks, diamond, masters, communication usually would not help you, and it would frustrate you more often than not, because you feel like you're giving the correct information, but no one is capitalizing on it. Or some other people tell you to do something, and it's either the wrong thing to do, or it's just a lie. Carry one, you shoot the carry, all of a sudden she's full HP, and like, what? What just happened? I've been lied to, you know?
I mean, that still happens here.
Yeah,
That's why you hear them say they're actually one instead of just one. But I see what you're coming from. That's true. So
man,
comms in most ranks, metal ranks, they end up being distracting, frustrating. They're not even correct half the time. Okay.
I don't like to talk about high ranks in a high regard, because, you know, if you've ever played Portal, you know the phrase, the cake is a lie. They tell you each rank that you'll climb, it's going to be better. The communication is going to be better. People are not going to be toxic, but it's the same thing over and over.
It's true.
Except that if you play with people, you know, it's a little bit more engaging to use communication. Like, let's see, with other streamers, it's more fun. It's content. You just know each other, and you can kind of trust their callouts. And even if you don't trust their callouts, it's something to laugh about, right?
A lot of times the queues during the afternoon are actually pretty good here on NA. I usually get sub 2-minute queues. This one's a little bit longer. Okay, so I would say, so now the question is, that's for Ana about the finding angles. Do you think your advice thus far with the finding the angles and stuff changes when we switch heroes to Kiriko or Baptiste or Zen? Or fundamentally, they're about the same?
Fundamentally, they're about the same. With Kiriko, it's a little bit different, right? And actually, if you're down, we can do it in the future. Usually, I would like to focus on one character at a time, because, for example, right, if you go to you know, a Thai restaurant, right, and you want Thai food, who's more likely to give better Thai food? The one that is making only Thai food, or like the one that makes Thai food, Indian food, Middle Eastern cuisine, blah, you know, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, you go to a buffet for generic stuff, or do you go to a specialized place? That's true. I got you.
Right. The more you play of one thing, and the more you specialize in one thing, and you don't split your attention, the better you become at it, right? And the fundamentals transfer. So if you were to play on Ana for, let's say, this season, like 30 hours, right, and no Zen at all, next season, you can pick up Zen relatively quickly, because the fundamentals are the same. It's going to be the same stuff. Like, okay, no damage, switch the angle. Except with Zen, what I like about Zen is you don't have the pressure of healing.
That's correct. That's true. I am supposed to just focus on damage on that hero. That's for sure.
Ana is more challenging, but Zen produces much more value, because the big thing about support is that the constant pressure of healing, seeing everybody critical, everybody saying, Ana, no healing, the tank rushes in, and you're like, what do I do, right? When the correct answer would be, for the most part, right, apply pressure. I'm not saying don't heal your teammates, but you should heal them enough so they don't die. Because when you think about it like this, right, let's say you're walking down the street, and you see, and you know, and some guy decides to start punching you in the face, right? You're blocking, right? You're not punching back, you're just sitting still, right? And you're taking the shots. Maybe you're blocking them, right? So will he ever stop punching if you just block?
No, unless...
Right, but listen to the analogy. I know it seems a little bit goofy, but imagine, so you start blocking, right? All of a sudden you punch back. He's like, what? Like he's gonna be shook, right, when you punch back. Now all of a sudden he stops the pressure. And it's the same with Overwatch, right? Let's say the enemy Rhine swings on your Rhine, you shoot the enemy Rhine, you throw a nade. What does the Rhine do? Hold his shield, walk back, stop swinging.
Good morning, gamers.
It makes sense. No, I see where you're coming from. You need a way to apply pressure to get them off, right? So
yeah.
I just sit there and nothing's happening unless I apply pressure in different ways. I gotta get him, throw some nades, get him to block, punch back, fight back.
Yeah, 100%, man. Fight the bully. And I feel like this is a big frustration across, let's say, meta ranks. They see the healing number go up, and they think, I've been healing so much and I'm losing, right? And they get frustrated, because at the end of the day, you can heal so much, but your team is still gonna die because you cannot out-heal 5 people damage.
Yep.
So I think they have a Pharaoh.
They have a Pharaoh. That Pharaoh just shot and spawn. I forgot if you can do damage to her there. Okay, so I heard Widowmaker, so I'm gonna hide in the cover.
You're all good. Walk forward, go to the right. Go to the right side. You see like the building, the pillar, the wall? Yeah, here, from here. I would
Just
like
here?
to open up the angle.
See if I can find an angle here. Okay.
Okay, no damage. Walk forward, trust.
Oh, true. Yeah, I might have just waited there a little bit. Okay. Maybe.
Good shot.
You know, I forgot the Venom Mine gives her vision. To be fair. Oh.
Either way, it was a good shot.
Okay, there's damage right there. I'm just gonna nade both. The thing's gonna give up. Shoot the Baptiste. My Mei walked in front of me. That was a kill. I have to hide for 1 second.
Green one.
Chill.
Kill her enough.
Just chilling right now.
Pressure.
Thank you, Diva.
Okay.
Back in nano.
Trying to dodge the fair stuff. Let's keep looking for pressure here.
Can you get me?
I haven't done yeah.
Don't.
Oh, no. My bad.
Back one. Oh, bro, that timing is so unfortunate. Oh, my bad.
Happened so good. But I like the damage. I like the nade. Really good. You started the fight really well. Like the Bap lived with 1 HP. Imagine if you killed him there. That's it.
That would have
The
been
fight is
super
over.
high value. Yep.
I know they have a Widow and it's a little bit more stressful. Try to dodge her LOS while being able to see the rest.
Yep.
I'm behind.
Fair
They
here.
brought, go show.
Oh.
I'm on Widow. Widow.
See, you forced the bully away.
Yes. Force the bully away.
I'm fair.
I'm gonna push Kai. I'm gonna find a new angle here. I see the Mercy. I'm gonna try to shoot this Mercy, even though she has Valk. I hear the freeze here. There's a Queen. I'm gonna nade her.
Grab me.
What is it? Trying to find a better angle here.
Grab me.
Another angle.
Okay.
I'm just walking the pillar here.
The Widow's gonna come back, so be careful.
True.
Hit these.
Lean to the right side. Go actually flank. Go to the right side. Go flank from the high on the right side. You gotta go for
Interesting.
the now.
Thank you, son. Dude.
Don't worry. Your Diva will live. If she doesn't, circle.
You go all the way
Go
around
right.
here.
All the way around. Yeah. Go all the way.
okay.
All the way flank. Go.
You're okay.
I think
Okay,
you
okay.
can up your position.
But above him,
Yeah, it's fine. I want to pressure this Pharah.
100%.
You boot me down.
Shot.
Pressure the Mercy.
Start leaning to cover. A little bit. Don't play too much.
Yeah, they're pushing me here, yeah. Just pressure the Pharah a little bit.
We know.
Okay, they have walls right now, so I have to be careful. I heard it.
It's all good. No damage. Switch up the angle. Even though
Okay,
they have
I'm
walls.
hiding from Widow. I pressure them here.
I'm on him.
What are you forgetting about?
Just in the corner.
I got three on me. I got the
Nice.
three on me.
Well, let me do. Do you need a nanos?
On the Widow.
Damage,
I'm okay.
You okay? Alright.
Damage.
I'm on bad. I'm on Queen.
Nice.
Queen's half.
I'm shooting Queen.
Alright, I think our Mercy's got her.
Switch the angle. Go all the way right. And you're gonna stay there. Fight's gonna start. You're gonna sandwich them from the right. Off angle. From the right.
Let me go.
Behind the car.
Oh, behind the car.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can.
okay.
Like here.
I thought it'd go high ground. Okay.
On the
This is actually
stairs.
good.
On the stairs on the right. The
Oh,
stairs on the right.
I actually don't play here almost
I'm
ever.
gonna wall that.
Go kill this guy.
You pick up our Mercy.
What are you doing?
Okay. I actually never play on these stairs. Do you play this angle that often? I actually don't come here that often.
Every time. Why? Because it creates an off angle. Your team is usually gonna be on the left. You're gonna be on the right. Sandwich. You're gonna touch cards. You shoot from the right. They shoot from the left.
I'm gonna use that more
Forward,
often.
forward.
I actually do not use that as much as I should. Okay. No distraction. I'm gonna take an angle. Allowed.
Okay,
Find a
missed the
sleep.
soul.
Find some damage. Find an aid. Let's
We
go.
can look for Nano.
I'm dead.
Yeah. You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to shoot Pharah. High priority here.
God, bro.
Unity half.
Would you say I've been holding your cool until a little too long there?
Probably. I probably should just went for the sleep. That's actually a good call.
Get him. Stick him.
I want you to see something, right? It's been 4 minutes in. You guys are steamrolling them. Look at your damage.
2300. Higher than normal. I will say that. 24.
It's a decent amount of damage.
Nice freeze, bro.
It's very high, and you're steamrolling them, right? And you can even do better.
That bro. Oh, okay, nice.
Damage to Chang.
He's gonna. I'm just trying to
I'm on
straight.
that line half.
Just trying to quick scope the dodge.
That's crazy.
This 1v1.
Right, dead.
Why do you think you died here, though?
Nice.
Let me rephrase.
probably-
Do you think you could have used the cover behind you?
Probably. I was just trying to like
enough.
against Pharah's here. I kind of go in one direction, then try to just outstrafe her a little bit. I try to fake her out.
My bad.
Stay
Maybe I
away
was
from the
overcomplicating
payload.
it, too.
Stay bottom right inside the room. Behind you. Inside the room behind you.
Just to get higher.
Rush or no?
I should just use my cooldown.
100%.
I need.
Switch angle.
Okay.
Let's say. Never mind.
I'm gonna go back. Come on, Mercy.
What are you forgetting about? Nice.
Damage. Cooldown.
Yeah, we're cool. Sleep.
I'm on the queen on payload. Queen's one, queen one, queen one. I'm dead, I'm with you. Absolute.
Amazing round, KarQ. Amazing round. Super impressive stuff.
That went a lot better than the first game, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing
The best
amazing.
tank
What
I
are you
like
talking about?
2 days.
the biggest takeaway so far is these like angles. You pointed out a couple of new angles that I don't actually take ever, which is interesting. I actually almost never go into that bottom right room during those fights.
So, do you
Interesting.
remember how the Echo started shooting you from the right at the end? I told you switch the angle. Why do you think that is?
I hugged to the right, and I guess because there's payload pressure, someone needs to contest, so
Do me
she
a favor and rate
didn't
my
all in on me,
profile
or
from, 1 to
If she
10.
would, you would have died, right? But so why did I tell you switch the angle? That is the question.
to cut off the spawn angle, because I think I was maybe a little bit too left.
The answer is
Yeah,
pretty
and
simple
only
because
this
if you didn't
season.
switch the angle, you would have died.
Okay.
So you know how I told you that when you can find when you can find damage, switch the angle.
See if
correct?
I'm going by reverse rainbow order.
So now a
Hold
new
on, I
addition.
Green and
I'm trying to hear you. Hold on one
just
second.
hit.
I'll unmute them in a second. Hold on. Repeat what you're gonna say.
Yeah. So as I said, right, you can find damage, switch an angle. Correct.
Right.
Now there's the second condition. You're in danger of dying, switch the angle.
Condition 1, find damage, which I was doing. Condition 2, Echo is chasing me. I hug to the right, cut off like a cleaner angle. Echo would have to peek wider to kill me, I guess, and then she kind of gave up on me.
Yeah,
Once I,
but
like,
imagine if
pushed
you
through
went
it.
to the left, it's two things. She can chase you, and then she's gonna waste your time.
Hmm.
And then you pop from a new angle and just kill everybody else.
Got it.
Alright. Left side, no damage.
Oh,
find
left
an angle.
side. True. I know that's a 2 passive. Look for it. Early.
What?
Damage.
That's one.
What are you forgetting about?
My cooldowns. Let's use it. Oh, fuck.
I don't know why.
Fuck, my bad.
So what do you think you died there? It's actually a good question
Wait, there's
for you
a
to
more
ask
on
because the answer is something we talked about like 10 seconds ago.
I was in either you reposition when you can't find damage, or if there's immediate danger. But I think as soon as queen, I have to respect the queen's. Yeah, respect like the potential threats as well. There's 2 things to balance.
It's not exactly the potential threat, it's more like you've been standing at the same place for too long. So as I said, a high-level player can recognize, okay, I've been standing over there, let's just throw a knife.
Yep.
What are you forgetting about?
Cooldown.
Yeah.
Oh, Echo here. Pressure the Echo. Get her out of here. She's not gonna stay there anymore.
As my wall wasn't all cooldown yet.
This is probably a lost fight anyways. We already had a lost few people
Yeah, I
dead.
like the strafing. Do you think you could have lived here, though?
No, I think I was just dead no matter what. In all.
Really? If you saw that 2 of your teammates were dead, and you pulled back a little bit, at least to save some safe distance?
You mean based on where I already was, I was dead. But you mean like if I reacted a bit earlier, then yes, potentially
Yeah.
I could have lived. Oh, I gotta use my cooldowns. True. That was a 50-50. They either go into the room or I thought they would just go back left side.
You say cooldowns, but you use cooldown.
I had a free sleep dart. That's right. Untapped potential. I would have had it available again right now too. They already
Got
capped.
damage over here, KarQ?
Oh no, I did not. I got him anyways. So
Yeah, now you do.
Nice shot.
It's more that she
I
picked
can
you
wall the
rather
res
than
if you
you
wanna.
creating an angle.
it's true. My bad. Let me back out.
Tomorrow one no fade.
I can. Nano, you after this?
I might wall this queen, I'm gonna alter.
Yes, you know.
Have an angle for damage, KarQ.
I fucked it up.
Oh, so.
Jesus Christ.
We're good. This is serviceable, maybe. Okay, I need an angle. Where's this angle?
In danger of dying, switch the angle. Walk outside if you can. Never mind, you can. Kill
Or
him
no
more.
fade. I heard it.
I please copy. These 5 ults to leave this game.
It's all good.
That happens.
Switch the angle, move away.
Echo's one.
Man, these sleeps are terrible. They're not hitting.
Echo's on Mega and Bank.
Cover.
I'm dead. Oh,
Switch the angle. Right side, more right side, more right side.
Get back on. Oh, cast one.
Switch angle, right side. Actually, go back. They're gonna push forward. You don't want to die. Go back.
Yeah.
You're trying to heal your teammates while sacrificing
glad I
yourself.
have
It's
this
never a good
angle.
trade.
Like, you
Grenade,
go
what are you getting
not
about?
switch my hero when she's copying me. Queen top left.
Wait.
I'm whiffing.
Oh, good.
Alright.
Where bottom left.
No fade, no fade, no
What are you forgetting about, KarQ?
Nade.
And?
Castle, castle.
Sleep.
Can we look for Nana?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, wake me up, nice.
Nice try.
12 ammo.
More.
Echo behind us.
More faded. Faded, Echo. Nice, shoot up.
New angle for damage.
New angle,
Be
new
ready to
angle.
go back when
Okay.
they push.
Dave.
Right side,
Okay.
right side, right side, right side.
Okay. Right side.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
right
find
side. If you
interesting.
go right side, you can see everything.
Stay up on the wall.
Ah, okay. Probably too late now, but that was a small opportunity I missed right there. Alright.
What are you forgetting about?
My cooldowns.
You can see them yet? Be patient.
Oh look. Okay, he's taking a very aggressive angle. I don't know how to play around this.
See me.
Switch your angle.
Queen into half.
Good. Let's leave.
Oh, they win.
In danger of dying, switch angle pretty quick.
Switching
Damage.
angles.
Go. Okay.
Go on.
Looking for it. Okay, I rushed it. You're right.
Good observation.
She had no fade.
one.
I had it right there.
More one. Nice.
Took you like half a game to observe now these things on your
Nice.
own.
I see it. My eyes are opening. I see the angle here. DPS a little bit. Pressure.
They're coming.
As soon
Just
as
a
they
little
go
bit.
forward, you go back.
Yeah, okay, now back up a little bit.
And now so that you can't get killed, yet you can still do more damage. This is around here. Around
You
here.
had a big ult taken
Are
now.
they coming here? I have a nade here. Unless this is risky. I'm just chucking it right now.
Yeah, go back.
I'm dead.
Sleep. Oh, I thought he would keep chasing wide, but he's straight back.
I'm gonna...
Which angles in a second?
Yep.
You know me. I'm gonna die for it. He's copy.
Damage. Don't worry about healing. Don't worry about
Ah,
healing.
mercy. Winnable. Echo.
Echoes one.
Switch angles.
Okay, now. Got it. Leaving now.
What did you forget about while running
Okay,
away?
big visor here.
Oh, sleep dart. Oh, let's just give him to him. Okay, I'll take a high ground angle now. I have a little bit of time.
But why rotating here? That's the question.
I was
what?
already kind of just by honestly that was kind of instinct. I was just like,
No,
let's
it was
just
great. It was great. But the question is why? Why did you make the rotation?
because I was backing up and I felt like that would give me a
Nice.
top-down angle. They're pushing
I have a creative
forward,
idea.
so I didn't.
So in simple terms, you couldn't find damage where you were at. Just had to make a rotation to where damage is.
Bro. Okay.
What? Before the fight, use your cooldowns. By the time they get here, you're gonna have them again anyways.
Ah, yes, that's right. I could have just thrown a nade. Could have gotten an extra 10, maybe 5-10% if I hit. Small angle here. Let's see if I can.
Media angle. Doesn't have to be crazy.
So it was a good idea.
Be ready to
until,
go back when they go forward.
Echo with the mercy pocket ran at me.
Push the echo.
Go back.
Throw it over the cart.
Left side. Switch angle.
Okay. Switching angles.
They're about to push up. Run
Oh,
away.
they're already dead. Yeah.
Try to take someone with you, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Echo's half.
Oh yeah, my output is extremely much higher than the enemy Ana's.
Yeah, and look at the healing. Is the healing even bad? No, 12k is amazing. You are healing and you are doing damage.
Grenade.
Like lean left, and open up a nade and with a sleep. Go.
Oh, they backed out of space. Got a little defensive.
Hold it, left. Keep the angle. It's an amazing angle. What are you forgetting about?
My cooldown's here.
And then, nice.
Boom, you get a kill.
Shut.
You cooldown.
New angle.
Damage 45, KarQ, don't sleep. Go.
True. I'm going.
Because now if you shoot them, they have 10 seconds, they're gonna panic. Actually, lean to the right side room, you're gonna shoot them from behind once they cross. Because they're gonna panic, right? You can shoot them from behind for free.
GG.
Amazing game, KarQ. I'm highly impressed. Look at your stats. When was the last time you had stats like this?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Getting 7k damage is higher than normal for sure.
Look at the enemy Ana. Compare yourself to her, right? And it's not, I mean, you know, comparison to Thief of Joy, but, well, look at her, look at you.
True.
Wouldn't you feel that you were very impactful in the fight? Like, just personal feeling.
For sure, especially because they had flyers like Echo. I was definitely, I was a lot more with your advice. I was a lot more cognizant of where the especially Echo, and trying to pressure her. I feel like maybe I reduced her effectiveness by simply damaging and applied pressure to her. There's probably instances where I probably could have used my cooldowns a lot more. And then I learned a few new stronger angles, especially on second and third point. For example...
You know what's the mind-blowing thing about this?
What?
Is that not only that it took you like a game to make the adjustment, right? Shows how capable you are as a player. But also how many opportunities for damage and aggressive plays and nades and sleep you missed in this game. So there's so much more potential, like for even more.
Oh, for sure. I once you pointed out, like, you know, don't fall asleep. You can keep applying pressure in the pre-fights, especially on this this area. When you first said, you know, take this right side angle, I was impressed. Also, Space, thanks for the raid. I didn't calm as much. I was trying to get some coaching live. I went super aggressive that game, but hopefully I wasn't like Omega inting from your eyes. But we won, so it's all good. Dub's a dub.
Look how when they're not this after like you finished the fight, do you remember when I talked about it? When they were in their spawn?
Yeah.
After this fight, I believe.
Is it this fight?
I think after this one, yeah. Pause here.
Okay. Yeah,
Notice
I went
how
this
you're leaning
way.
to the left.
Yeah.
Look to the right. Go to the right, for example, like with the free cam, and look how much damage you can produce from here. A little bit more forward. Go more, a little bit more forward. Like who's gonna kill you from there? Don't have a Widow, don't have a Hanzo. You can stand here and shoot. You can use your sleep. You can use your nade.
You would even go as high as this area.
Right. Yeah. Like think
At
about
least
it.
early
Who's gonna
on.
kill you on the enemy team? Yeah, early on. Once they start moving forward, of course you go back. But think about this, right? Who's gonna kill you from this distance?
Oh yeah, when you said push up or like take an aggressive angle, I was thinking here just to like, you know, shoot some random people here and then back up to a safe position. This is definitely more aggressive than I normally would have, but not here, but up here early on. Just throw your nade, why not?
And sleep,
extra
why
charge.
not?
And sleep, why not? Maybe get an extra few shots. It's true.
You're gonna waste their time because if somebody's sleeping, they have to wait. If somebody's nading, they have to wait. Maybe you get 2 picks and then he has to hide, so you delay their push for like 15 seconds. But just doing some random stuff before the fight. It doesn't even endanger you.
Okay,
Alright, that was great, man.
so
You got me excited.
here.
Wanna do one more?
Yeah, we'll do one more. This one was when you told me to do it, so this was a bit too passive. I did shoot him a little bit, but yeah, this untapped potential. Like these are 2, 3 extra nade, extra shots. It's extra 10, 15% for nano boost, which is impactful. So, was there anything else from this game?
Not specifically. I think you did great. I think you know, asking to do beyond is it was great. And I'm telling you, you played fantastic. You applied the information instantaneously, just night and day since the first game.
For sure, I could feel a difference in that one too.
You're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, content creators in Overwatch. It didn't happen for no reason, right? You're like making a video, like, this wasn't good enough, let's do another one, right? And then that one's better. That one's better. Most people don't understand. You've been doing what, the YouTube channel since the beginning of Overwatch, right?
Yep, pretty much 2016. Yeah.
And you're still, you know, going at it. You're amazing. You know, how many people, not even the Overwatch, how many stay relevant after so many years? Not many.
That's a good point. Perseverance. Now another question for you. How often, what is your main like thing you do now? You say you don't really play ranked, so do you spend more of your time, I mean, besides your hobbies, like what is your, I guess, your job right now? Are you is coaching the primary piece of work that you do along with the content, and all of this is to kind of drive the coaching business, or what's going on now?
Yes, I run an academy called Rank Up Academy where I just teach in practical methods and easy, simple, practical methods from Bronze 5 all the way to really high ranks, even professional players. I just, you know, coaching, beyond coaching, I run physical challenges there, right? Which is like, you know, the running stuff, and people post there how much they ran. I don't want to give too much information, but it's like not only Overwatch. I try to, for me, it's important that people outside of Overwatch like are gonna be, because if you manage to rank up in Overwatch, why couldn't you rank up in real life, right?
Damn, true.
At the end of the day, learning is a skill. Learning in Overwatch, it means you can be good at chess. If you can be good at chess, you can be good at your job. You can get a raise, right? You can be better at your studies. It's all about learning. Rank Up Academy. Okay, so that's your main. Okay, that's pretty good. Encompasses everything. Everybody just holding each other accountable, trying to do the thing. I like that. I like that. Okay. Can you find damage, KarQ? I cannot. Let's swing a little bit more to the right here. Would you ever go into this room here early? Yeah, sure. You sure? It's a great offense. We'll go there. Actually, I hear Farah though. I kind of want to challenge this Farah. I don't want to do that. Give that to her for free.
Okay.
Switch
Find
angle,
an
go
angle
right
there.
side. Go left side, go flank, left side, go.
Interesting. Yeah,
All the way.
Kiri.
Give up on the heals, you're all good. When you get shot, run away.
Oh, I should have used my...
It's
Okay,
fine.
I got punished. I got punished for that. I actually should have opened with the nade first.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
That was a high
So,
risk, high reward. If I potentially killed the Pharah and got out, that would have been very valuable. But instead, I messed up the rotation. Then nothing of value came out of it, though.
What do you forget about here?
Oh, I guess I could have just thrown a nade. True.
And asleep? Why not?
And asleep. Yeah, it would have been available anyways.
And if you slip the hands away, it's probably dead, right? Can you find damage here?
No. Let's go. Okay. Would you ever go top left here, or?
You can try. If you can find damage, you need to switch to somewhere with damage, right? I want to use your nades. Don't worry about healing right now. Everyone is all good. Play inside server room on the right side.
This queen's kind of zoning us out with Pharah. Oh my.
You're a little bit too stressed about the healing. Let go of the healing, they're all good. Your teammates are almost full HP, they have a Kiriko, you're all good. Switch the angle, server room, left side, right side, okay? The server room is the room you suggested at the beginning. It was an amazing idea. Try to execute. Have ideas, use them. What do you forget about?
Nade. Sleep.
And so here I would like you to go main and then switch to the right side room, okay? First throw main, shoot a couple shots, and then switch to the right side.
Okay. Show main.
Go
Show
right
main.
side, go.
Switching now. Oh.
Right side room, nade, and damage. Go. Right side room.
Going, going, going.
Damage. Don't worry about it. Switch your
Need an
set
angle.
of server
I'm trying
room
to
because
find-
you might die. No, you might die. Go server room. Back to server room. Here, Pharah cannot kill you. Be ready to switch your angle if you're in danger.
Switching angles here. This Pharah lives forever.
It's okay, she's playing well. I think the Mercy could have pulled her pistol and killed the 1 HP Pharah. That is also an option, but you cannot control what other people do, right?
True.
So again, yeah, I want to show main.
The team is just one step ahead, but I can only focus on myself, which was suboptimal positioning, or at least rotations. So how much value do you find showing first and then switching instead of like just me going to server? Do you think it was why is this so that important to explain to everybody that I show main first and then go to the right?
It's a great question, and I'll explain to you exactly why. When you show main, the enemies see you main, so they're gonna shoot and waste a lot of resources on main. And then like 1 second later, you switch your angle, all of a sudden you're an off angle. Think about it like this. When an Ana sees you main, mentally, like in her head, she thinks, okay, Ana is main. I know where she is. The Pharah knows you're main, right? She can focus on other thing. And then 2 seconds later, you pop from a completely different angle, applying a lot of pressure. Because what they do, they will take cover from you while shooting your teammates. And when you switch your angle, all of a sudden they're not covered for you, even though they thought they did. And it's very important for you to switch your angles very often, not only to not die and find more damage, but also find more meaningful damage, because they never know where you're at. If you stand main for very long, Pharah knows you're main, and then she can decide, okay, I'm going to push Ana main now because she's been there for like the past 10 seconds. And that's why I keep saying switch your angle. Don't stay in the same place for too long.
It's a good call. That's a good point out. I think in other games they call it conditioning or something to just make him at least think like 1 step ahead. I see Crow in the chat made a good observation though. That quick move works better on higher MMR players. If your lobby is lower MMR, they won't actually take that info into account. They just forgot that you're there anyways. I think that's correct. I want to try this angle. Let's try something spicy here. I see
That's
Pharah.
fair.
I know they have Pharah, so like I'm thinking if she flies It's a little passive. Maybe there's a few opportunities I could have shot her already. Oh, I got her once there.
Right.
Who can contest me up here? They have Hanzo. Okay, now I'm getting shot. Switch angles. I probably should use my sleep dart. Alright, this one is just one. I think this one's just kind of like a lost cause.
No. Right side. Switch angles. It's not a lost cause until it's over.
Oh.
So you notice how you stayed on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you stayed there for long, and then Pharaoh was like, okay, Ana is there, let's shoot. And he eventually took the shot.
Yep, and it forced me down.
Yeah, alternatively, the Hanzo could have also shot you and killed you. And you started a very passive position in the first place. You could have started main, shot a little bit, and then go there. So if you look at the VOD now, you will see a big difference between your game beforehand and this one. You will see that you don't switch your angles very often, you worry a little bit too much about the healing, and you don't use your cooldowns. And you'll pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me now. You tell me, point out, okay, I did this, I didn't do this.
Okay. I guess on the opening of this one, I noticed Pharah. I didn't want to just like randomly press W and just this Pharah looks at me and just 2-taps me. So I just look at her first, made her she ran. So I think in this moment, since I have a Kiriko, like you said, you could just let her do the healing. I go to the left.
Right.
Open it up an angle. Potential pick.
Look at your POV for a second. Look at your POV, play 5 seconds back. And let me truthfully, like 10 seconds back. And truthfully answer the question. Right?
Yeah.
From this point on, from 1 minute in.
Yeah. From 1 minute in. Okay.
Until like, let's say 15. Pause.
Yeah.
15 seconds, right? Everyone's kind of, exchanging fire, shooting, right? What have you actually been doing?
Just waiting for potentially my teammates to get low to top them off. Nothing. They're all pretty healthy, so I basically wasted 5 seconds either doing nothing.
15.
I kind of just stood here. Was it 15? Yeah.
15. 15
nothing
seconds.
meaningful happened here.
Yeah, so the simple answer is nothing. You didn't do anything, right? For 15 seconds. At these high elo lobbies, every second matters, right? So what you could have done, as you suggested, by the way, you suggested, not me. You said, should I use this room on the right? Now let's play it back where you wanted to go on the right and see how difference would have it made.
Oh, in the early fight. So instead of me going there, I opened the question. I was like, should I have gone to the right early on?
Yeah. That you asked, should I go to the right? Like, do you ever use that room? I was about to say, yeah, you should go.
Yeah, you said yes, but like, I'll tell you what I would normally default here. I'll be honest, on Hollywood, I kind of just sit at main. Once my team is ready to go, we either make a full team rotation upstairs, or if they're ready to peek out here, then I'll kind of hug this wall and usually play here. If not, I do tend to play back here. Make sure I flush them out of high ground here as Ana. I start here, make sure no one can shoot me, then I slowly inch forward and I probably play here. So you suggested left room, which obviously didn't work out, but it had potential. It could have killed Pharah. Now another opportunity was when I asked, could I actually have opened in this right room? So I guess we just play out. If I had potentially walked here early.
From 05, from 05.
Was it 05? Okay,
yeah, 05, okay. 105. So let's pretend like you walk inside a room when you wanted to, like about in 2 seconds.
Right, it's like probably like right now. I probably would have just gone for it. So at 102, boom, I would have popped out right now.
Yeah, Hanzo slept, shoot, nade, they look at you, switch to the main angle. Now they're purple, maybe one slipped, maybe one took some damage. Now they're forced to go back, which means your team is not taking damage anymore because there's no one to be shooting. They're all focused on you, and they're getting, and like, they're purple, they're kind of panicking, right? They go back. Your team walks to the choke super easy, which makes forcing the fair out much easier. And then you switch to the left, right? And then your Junker Queen goes in, and then you have so much space to work with.
Right, so then instead I chose the most suboptimal move, which is just chill here, kind of just waiting, saw him bleeding, reloading, taking cover. We're all just kind of waiting for something to happen. So I could have made something happen. I can only control myself. My own actions, not my teammates. So I should have walked over to the right. Yeah, potentially slept the Hanzo, like you said, and it could have led to a lot more space and less pressure for everybody else to kind of like make. That's a good call.
But the classic, awkward. Like, I don't have the greatest aim. What if I miss my sleep? Well, okay, so the nade you maybe hit, right? And if you hit the nade, they go back. And even if you hit one shot, they go back. Even if you don't hit a single shot, they all look at you, right? And if they all look at you, and you switch your angle immediately to not die. Everyone's focused on you. Your Junker Queen just goes forward, no problem. Right now, she cannot go forward because everyone's shooting at her.
Yeah, she's the only one drawing threat or attention. So I could have pulled or peeled some away by just simply existing. And like you said, if awkward, I don't have the best aim. Like, we're putting this in the lens of someone else who does the same play. Even if I miss, I condition them to make them at least look. Maybe Hanzo doesn't get an extra arrow on Junker Queen because he simply had to look left for me. By the time he looks, I should be gone though. Like, it's a very quick brief. Unless I hit the sleep. Then if I hit the sleep, then there's a potential conversion, but...
You should try to hit, right? You should try to throw a nade. You should try to throw a sleep. You should try to shoot, right? But once you're in danger, as I said, as soon as you're in danger, switch the angle. And you know, you said, like, I was kind of waiting. I was kind of chilling, right? And that's why I always say, can't find damage? Switch your angle. It's always about being proactive, right? Because you're waiting for the space to be created, when in reality, you could create the space. You could be the one creating the space.
That's right. That's a good observation. So when upon reviewing the review, it's kind of like, do you play chess, awkward?
No, but I know about chess. I don't play, but I know about chess.
Okay. I'm not a very good player. I don't play that much either, but like, I know when they evaluate like a position, there's like different, the God engine will be like, well, there's like many different ways you could play it out, and they all lead to different opportunities. Like, as long as I say this when I review people, as long as you don't like blunder, like completely just do the worst possible choice, then you can make do with what it is. So like, I chose this position, which is probably not a mistake, but it's probably too passive, missed opportunity. The one far angle might have worked if I killed Pharah, and then in hindsight, maybe this one was probably the best move based on what we see now when you evaluate. None of them were looking at me. This one had the highest return.
That would be, with the chess engine, that would be like the perfect move, right? That would be
the perfect. Yeah, exactly. But then you could still play the game, still have like good moves. Like, I'm sure, I think I failed. The execution was poor, but as long as I get the idea right, where I like, if you didn't tell me to go flank, I probably would not have flanked actually over here. So the execution was poor, but at least the right idea was like potentially get a pick here. Same concept, but maybe the angles are not as ideal.
I forced you to flank because I wanted to be a little bit more proactive, because you were so hesitant. Imagine if you were there like 5 seconds beforehand, maybe you could have found a kill, but the hesitation kills, right? True. When you're like, I don't know, like, because if you were not hesitant because your intuition was amazing there, that was the correct play to go to the right. Your intuition told you I should go to the right room.
That's true. That's why I just wasn't sure, because I haven't tried it enough, I guess, to actually peek that room.
But the intuition was what you should have done, but the execution, this hesitation killed it, right? They killed the play. So it was no longer at the time the best move. So you say that you play, so actually it's a good analogy you gave. There's the best move, there's a good move, and there's like a blunder, right? Let's just boil it down to 3. There are probably more, but let's boil it down to 3. You cannot always make the best move, but the person that makes the best move more often is the better player, right?
Correct, yep.
No one plays perfectly, only computers play perfectly.
That's right. Or Magnus Carlsen, but
right.
Yeah, you know.
But Magnus Carlsen just has a more percentage of the best play. And in Overwatch, it's not as black and white as a chess. But if you make good plays, usually what will happen, and you know, I say this about people who heal very often. Healing is a good play, but it will keep you at the 50-50 range. The best play, doing it once per fight, once per game, you know, once every few fights. That is gonna be the difference between 50% win rate and like 55. And 55 is good enough to rank up, climb. Yep. And a blunder, you just drop.
Yes.
And the problem with not being proactive and healing very often, that the window of opportunities to blunder is very big. But when you are proactive, the window to make the best play, or at the very least not make a blunder, is very small.
Well, yeah, you took the analogy and then elevated it one step further.
You set the foundation.
That's good. I got you. That is a good way to put it. A very, very good way to put it.
All there is to it for now. I don't want to take any more of your time, and I'm sorry for cutting you off again. My bad. Sometimes it's the ping, because I start talking, then I hear you. It's a little bit weird. The worst thing that happens, especially to players like yourself who are already like super established and they have their play style, is they maybe not see success right on, and they're like, it's bad, let's just switch back to my old playstyle that got me to top 30. But you have to really challenge yourself by always asking, am I doing damage? No, let's rotate. Am I in danger? Let's rotate. You know, let's use my cooldowns. Let's not rush them. And eventually you might take a hit at first, but I promise you, you can peak way higher than 30. You can peak, I think, in my opinion, I'm not even kidding, you can reach rank 1, personally thinking, right? If you were to ask me. And, you know, I'm not wrong about these things very often.
Okay, that's my new goal. Okay.
I believe in you, man. I think that you are an amazing Overwatch player. You're an amazing content creator. You do good things, for the community across the board. There's a reason why you're amazing at what you do. And as I say, you rank up in Overwatch, you rank up in life, and it's not a coincidence you're good at many things at once. You have an understanding of how to learn, how to hold yourself accountable, how to become better. It's not a coincidence you're good at many things. It's not just Overwatch. Just don't go back to your old habits.
I'm gonna trust my intuition a bit more, like you said, and again, take that into fruition, or execute and use my abilities more. Like a lot of the pointers, I fall asleep. I actually think that's well, I'm also learning right now, so like it may not be like you said. I'm taking a hit right now because I'm not responding by chucking my sleep and my nades as much as I should, or taking the angles, but that's okay.
Rank 1 is very, very, if you put in the work and you implement the style, 100% I think you can reach rank 1. 100%.
Okay, well, before I let you go, is there anything else you want to say to the chat, or you're totally allowed to plug yourself? Or
I want to thank you again for having me. It's amazing. I remember I've been watching your content since I started playing the game. I started playing season 3, started a little bit late. I've been watching your content, and it's amazing to see you grow since then and keep relevant. It's not an easy task. Like it's very, very impressive and respectable. So that's just my kind words to you.
oh, thank you, man.
Your chat are most definitely gonna learn a lot from this, and I think that you are a positive impact on the community and the people that are watching you. And I think you are, being more proactive and doing all these things is gonna inspire a lot of the people that watch you also to play better. I think that Overwatch can be a little bit frustrating at times, and I just present an alternative to have more impact in your games and be the one that's in charge, right? And be the one that you can point the fingers as to why you win or why you lose, right? Because when bad things happen to you, you're at fault. When good things happen to you, you're also at fault, or you're the one that made them happen. If you'd like to see more, my YouTube channel, Awkward, my Twitch channel, Awkward, and as I said, I own an academy, Rank Up Academy. This is just the tip of the iceberg, what we just did in terms of what I do in the academy. And again, thank you for having me, KarQ. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Awkward. Actually, where are you from? Where's his accent from?
I'm from Israel. Yeah, my
Israel.
accent is
Gotcha.
Mediterranean.
Much love, brother. I thank you I learned a lot, and we'll get the community improving one step at a time. Let's go. I amplify your message.
You have a great rest of the day, KarQ.
All right, thank you. You too, brother. Take care.